Hey guys, it's the Starlight Strategist bringing you a deck profile. This is called Kitty Cannon, and I'll explain it in a minute. I'm sorry I haven't posted any videos, or I've been kind of busy. I have a baby coming in 3 to 4 weeks. Just got hired on a new job. Been crazy busy. Haven't even had time to test. Just time to really theorize. Just make some cool decks, dick around, and let me explain this deck to you. It's a lot of fun, and I'll get right into it. To start off, we have our 2 drops. We got, well, our 1 drops are the Pricklebacks, then Moonhowler, and the Razor Kitty. Now these are the kittens, this is the cat, and so why did I choose Moonhowler Tribe over something like Razorhide or etc.? I've been asked that question a couple times, and the reason is I want more 2 drops. I want to drop this turn 2, because turn 3 I want to use Search the Depths, and so I want this deck to flow better. I want to get more board presence. Easiest way is Prickleback into a turn 2. Since I have 5, I have a better chance in a 40-card deck. And the thing is, if I was to use a level 3 kitty, it would probably be Fearfang. Fearfang because it has the 3k to overcome Seneschal, stuff like that, more Drakons, and it doesn't have to crash. Um, and thing is, if I ran Razorhide, I wouldn't really want to use this effect because there's so many cards I don't want to lose out of this deck. It's kind of combo oriented in a way, and there's just some cards that if you lost them it would be really unfortunate, because then you don't know how long it would be until you got into them again, and that could mean the difference between winning and losing the game. So this guy becomes really important with the combo. These guys just to help set up, and obviously you want to get into your bronze arm kitten cat. The reason for the big cat is turn 4. You want to play him turn 4. That is preferable. There's a lot of resources to help with this. And worst case turn 5. Turn 5 is fairly easy at that point. But anyways, you want to go full on aggro first 4 turns. Or not full on, because you don't want to go into too many blasts, but as soon as you get the big cat out, you want to go full on aggro. You want to swing in. You want him to die, because as soon as he dies, you have 6 mana. Say he dies turn 4 to a Bone Blades because you crashed into one. You are up to 6 mana, 7 mana the following turn after you charge, and then you can really start blowing up the field. And how do you do this? Well, that is with our cannon. This is the Blitzkrieg, Crayon Carp, whatever you want to call him. I freaking love this guy. The thing is, as a turn 5, he works to just drop him on turn 5. But he works when you have a lot of mana, because what you can do, you can drop him and then just flood the field. I mean, if you have Pricklebacks, Pricklebacks become mini Gillflames, and that is the big thing. Being a 1-drop means you can drop a bunch of other things with them and still have mana left over for Pricklebacks. And as soon as you start swinging in for shields, just harassing them with the prickles, you can fake them out a lot with it, because they don't want that prickle to go back to hand. So you keep dropping them. You can drop them alongside Gillflames. You can drop them alongside your other cats, your Seneschals, your Rusalkas. The water section, these are just for the +1s, +2 with Finbar, which is absolutely fantastic. Giving a fast attack, just getting that instant draw is so nice. The Rusalka, that bounce into a 3k attacker, is just... Steam Tank does a lot of work in this deck. And again, just ramping up using the Sabertooth, and even if he doesn't die right away, that just means more aggression, more swinging in, and you have all this bait to go into more sabers. And just when you have blown up your mana, even if your first Krylon dies, if you have another one in hand, that means you can bomb it and still just flood the field. And what helps with this is the Finbar. The Finbar absolutely loves the Pricklebacks, because you can drop the Finbar prickle real easy. Hell, you can drop multiple prickles. Once you start comboing in this deck, you're going to have Pricklebacks in hand. You're going to be throwing them down left and right. So Finbar nets you a lot of draws, especially with Seneschal on field. And so Gillflame is if you don't have Krylon. The reason I ran 3 in this deck is so I could easily mana 1 if need be, but still works really well. Becomes a 7k with Krylon on field. So 7k is pretty nice. It's gonna go over anything outside of Granger. And let's face it, Granger, things above that generally aren't seeing play right now. If so, it's attack, and we have answers for that. So Gillflame's just going to add a lot more aggression, and in those end turns, when say they break the combo, you still have the Gillflame to fall back on. Finbar, I've already gone over him. Extra bounce, just a ton of draws. Since everything gets fast attack, you can drop him down and still have mana left over to just blow up your field. Your hand's going to blow up, and then that just gives more Krylon Swarm ability. And that's the thing, once the Krylon Bomb hits, you just swarm the field, and that's the point. Just overwhelm them, absolutely, give them no chance, and just hope they don't have, Tendril Grasp or some shit like that. Uh, Skycrusher is in here. He's the highest mana card in the decks, being 7 mana. 7 mana is really easy to go into after Saber. Just gives another nice 8k double breaker. Fast attack, he becomes a 10k, that's pretty nice. But the extra 3k he provides to your other cards is just an extra 5k when they come onto the field is just insane. So I like him. He works. Normally he goes into mana, especially early turn, but if you see him late game, you can drop him and still drop Prickles, because Prickles are just so cheap, and just, I love them. Oh, let's go into the spells. Search the Depths. Why didn't I run Logo Scan? Logo Scan doesn't really help out in an aggressive build. What's going to happen is you're going to draw 2 cards. Basically 1 card, because all you're doing is playing a card to get a card that you would have gotten if you didn't have Logo Scan in your deck. That would have been the next card in your deck. So you're really only netting 1 card and thinning your deck. This works in control builds exceptionally well late game, because you have the mana to play it down. You get those 2 cards and you still have mana to play. But since we're going for aggression, we want that Bronze Arm early. Search the Depth, look for the top 4. After you have shields in your hand, you only have 30 cards in your deck. By turn 3, you have those turns, it's very easy to go into the Bronze Arm or grab the Prickleback or whatever you need to go into the turn form Bronze that next turn. Crystal Memory, what this serves as and what this generally does in the deck is turn 4, if you do not have the Bronze Arm, you get the Bronze Arm or you get the Prickleback, so you can go into the turn 5 Bronze Arm. And otherwise, what it does is just late game, if you see it off blast, you can grab the necessary bounce you need, common missiles, stuff like that, or even just literally, I've used it just to grab the Pricklebacks, just to put them into hand so I can just keep bombing off the Krylon, because they combo so well, especially with Finbar on field. Just nets you so many draws, it's nuts. The fact that Shield Blast just helps. The fact that this is a Shield Blast helps. I mean, the other reason for Crystal is because since you're putting those bottom cards in the deck, it's like you can see that you can get that Bronze Arm off, but those bottom 3, say those are just 3 Steam Tank Krylons. You're like, that just hurts so much. So you play the Crystal, you get to shuffle your deck back up, and even search for said Steam Tank Krylon, or whatever it is that you put on the bottom of the deck that you really wanted. So, helps out a lot. Works well. These 2 work well in conjunction with each other. More bounce, just because we hate creatures. Reinforce is a nice turn 5. I actually might prefer this as a turn 5 over the Krylon. The Krylon works with a ton of mana, but say you just have the field flooded, you haven't gotten that Saber Bomb off yet. This actually nets a lot of cards. There's not a whole ton of spells. Generally you'll get 2 and very easily 3 creatures off of this, and just that +3. The fact that its Shield Blast helps too. It's just, this card, it doesn't see a lot of play, but it works, especially in a build like this. Common Missile. This is a very aggressive deck. I hate blockers. I do not want to see them. My creatures, even with the 2k boost, are not going to be huge, so I want to kill their blockers. I don't want to see Squeakies. I don't want to see friggin' Striders. I don't want to crash. I just want to overrun. 2 Common Missile works. Shield Blast helps. There's actually all the spells, all but 1 is a Shield Blast, so you actually have quite a few Shield Blast options. Tornado Flame. Thought about running Root Trap. Root Trap is just really expensive. This is the easiest to hard cast of the bigger spells, I suppose. Kills Gill Flames, kills all the Drac Evos. It kills off quite a bit. Herald can pose a big problem with the deck if they don't have the Lux on field. Just nice to kill that Herald, because you're going to be attacking. Very easy. They can overtake a lot of these creatures, and the last thing you need to see is Infernus hit the field. Because if he does, you can't drop the Krylon, you can't drop the Kitties. That's gonna hurt quite a bit. So this is it's just kind of like it's the only removal in the deck, and you could run 2 over the Magma Madness. Magma Madness is for, say you don't have that early, or you have the early Moon Howler or the Prickleback. Just put that early aggression on by dropping the 2 shields, and you can just go aggro that way, or just drop this later game, get more aggro off, and just, those last 2 shields could be what you needed to overrun them. So it's supposed to be very fast paced. Like I said, set up the Kitties, Kitty dies, drop the bomb, swarm, and that's the premise of the deck. I mean, this is meant to be a fun deck, not so much a competitive build. I haven't tested it as a competitive deck, but I would take this to a duel day to have fun with it. It sets up fairly well. I've done some practice games with other decks I've had, and it's a really cool deck. It sets up easy, has a very focused purpose, and that's what I like to see in my decks. I like consistency. I like focus. I like them to have direction. It's not as thoughtless as, say, Draken Rush or something like that. I mean, since there is a very focused premise, there's more setup involved, there's more combos involved, the more spells, and I don't know, just a lot of fun to dig around with. So guys, let me know what you think. I've had a lot of fun with this. I just think it's a neat deck, has a lot of cards that I just enjoy playing. Let me know what you think. If you have any thoughts on the deck, let me know below. And yeah, hey, keep testing, keep trying things out. Check out my other vids. I got a bunch of rants. I'm probably going to put up quite a few more. I'll be driving solo tomorrow, so I'm probably going to just be yelling at my phone all day. So let me know what you think, guys, and have a good one. Peace.